Yo, people, what's good? Welcome back. It's a Monday morning, so you already know where it is. The North Divide Show. Big up to everyone inside. We're already seeing Said. Big up to Said for the redirects. To everyone that's come over to Said. Big up to all you, man. Hit up Said Reid in the chat so we know where you're coming from. But we know what we're here to talk about. Big weekend. My team scored 4. Hook's team scored 3. I mean, it's all good over the north side right now, isn't it?
Get me, we're killing it, man. We're killing it.
Clean sheet season, bro. What's going on?
Done though. Obviously.
What are you saying though? Good weekend, yeah.
Yeah, man. Somewhat so. Still a lot of work to do. Still a lot of work to do, but we finally took a step in the right direction. Do you know what I mean? I got to watch my team play ball again. I can't believe it, blood. Like it was crazy, man.
I know exactly how you feel. I got to see my team pop some champagne. I saw them, yeah.
Yeah, big champagne pot. Hey, yeah, little bro helped out big bro again. We can always rely.
Look at him. You ain't talking about little bro. We're gonna talk about the actual all of this, yeah, and get into the real business. But big up to everyone inside. Look, we got 153 people in the building. I think the most likes we've had so far is like 60. So let's aim for 70 likes today. I'm pretty sure if everyone does this, just takes a second, click like on the video, helps with the algorithms. And of course, make sure we've got Hooks here. I've put his at in the title of the video. So make sure you head over to his channel, throw a like on his video, throw a subscription. He's probably gonna have another live after this sometime because man is doing things 2-3 times a day. So got all the content you need. But let's talk about it, man. Big weekend. We're gonna leave my game until after because that's big business, VIP settings. But you guys, obviously, you didn't actually think. I remember when we spoke about the game last week. You wasn't too confident for this one. You're saying it might be a draw. Nottingham, unknown quantity because they give you good games. Their defense is pretty good. But Odegaard was back firing 3 goals. What are you saying, man?
Caught me off guard, but I won't lie, man. The game itself actually caught me off super guard, man. Like, cool. So I thought the most realistic result was gonna be a draw in it. Like, that's at least what. Actually, well, truth be told, in the prediction show, I actually predicted a W in it because but I'm not going to be a fraud. We all know why I predicted a W in it because I was trying to get any extra points I can get here and there, and it was more of a hopium thing than anything else. But then, obviously, the lineups came out, and I was like, raw, what? Trossard and Jesus starting up top, raw. Jorginho and Moreno in the midfield. I was like, what? I'm thinking, raw. What? I finally lost his mind. Like, has he finally lost his mind? Then, bro, we dominated the midfield. Bro, we dominated. Like, we dominated. Actually, we dominated the whole game. I don't really care what anyone says. Like, I was worried about our midfield getting run at and having like arguably 2 of the most slowest.
Yeah.
Not even midfielders, players in the Prem in the midfield. I thought it was going to get spooky, but, Jorginho was controlling that tempo. When he needed to slow it down, he was slowing it down. When he needed to speed it up, he was speeding it up. We had a real ball play in midfield, which is something that we haven't seen in a while. I'll argue we had 3 controllers in the midfield. I guess you can argue to a degree, Erdegaard's a bit of a creator. So it was a bit different to what we usually have. We usually just have Partey, controlling and trying to create from deep, and then you just have Declan Rice just running about, ball carrier, all them things there. But we had a La Liga-esque midfield in it, bunch of ball players. I was like, all right, cool. Then obviously you had Jesus, who was linking up very well with Erdegaard, Saka, even Timber. Timber was he was right back on that team sheet, but boy, I was seeing him in the box more than a lot of the front forward players. So I was like, all right, cool. We're looking good. And obviously, the man that everybody likes to salute, Bukayo. Yeah. Oh, he's not a baller.
That was a banger. I'm not gonna lie. That was a banger. Yeah. I like the way it was similar to I know you remember that Dimitri Payet goal when he cut across. He had 1 man skank, 2 man, 3 man. He done his thing for that one. I'll give it to him. He done his thing.
Yeah. He's not a baller. He's just a cutting on his left foot cross merchant. Not a baller. You get me? I see man what? Cutting what? Hey, get off me, blood. Get off me. What? Left foot. Hey, big up my brother. You know them way there. And then, outside of that, yeah, I think that Saka just had a really good game. But I feel like it's because something that I think Arteta intentionally done was overloading that right hand side. And I feel like the level at which we overloaded the right hand side just gave the likes of Saka and Odegaard more space because there was more players that the opposition had to pick up on the right hand side. So I have to give Arteta his. I was even seeing
I feel
Trossard.
like whenever Odegaard plays, though, you guys tend to do that. I feel like the thing that Arsenal is so good at is that link-up play between Odegaard, Saka, and usually when Ben White's in there, it's like a three-man trio where they're doing the little triangles, and then you got Odegaard, or Ben White doing the overlaps, and then Saka's coming on the inside, but he'll do a little 1-2 with Odegaard. And literally how the goal got created for the first one is a little 1-2, give and go. He gets it on the edge. And usually Saka does the one man, then shoot. And that's why all them players are skanking because they're waiting for him to shoot. But you got to give it to him, though. He's getting that. Like, he's making it his signature move. You know, old school Bale, Robin. The man had that. That's a Saka signature move, man. The cutting off the right-hand side, beating his man, shooting, finding that corner. He's getting it still. I'm gonna give it to him, but it was not on a Forest though. But he's getting it. He's getting it.
You know? Yeah, what man? What Aryan Saka? Yeah, say no more. Say no more. Say no more. Aryan Saka. Then, obviously, something else that surprised me a lot about Arteta in that game is halftime made a substitution. And you know what? Even in the watch along, I was at halftime. I was like, you know what? Jorginho's had a good game, but I think just sub him off, bring on Partey. And then just fully lock and loaded, control everything. And it's exactly what he did. And Partey, Uncle Partey, a lot of people got to apologize to me now because I was saying not only is he Arsenal's best midfielder this season, he might even be Arsenal's best player. Man came on, banger.
Yeah, it was a
banger. And you know what? Well, fair dues, Uncle Partey, in it, because you tried it again and you sent the ball to Moon, but at least one time you did it, it went in. And again, that goal came from play on the right, linking up on the right-hand side. So again, another goal from the right-hand side. Then Arteta went, you know what? I'm going to bring on Sterling. I'm going to bring on Wanyeri. People got to start talking nice about Wanyeri.
Wanyeri, he's got that. He's got that something. He's got that something. Because the one thing I like about him is, when you see them young players come through and they're just rassing it. Like, they don't care about Odegaard on the pitch, Saka on the pitch. He sees the opportunity. He's saying, this is my time. It's like their eyes light up. And man, he had one shot. It didn't work. But they come back. And when I saw him driving back through the midfield for that last goal, you could just tell, like, something's happening here. He done the one, gave it, carried on running, ball went straight back into him. Clean little finish. No, I'll give it to you guys. I predicted an Arsenal win, innit? I said, I think you guys would comfortably beat you'd comfortably beat Forest because Odegaard's back in. I think people obviously spoke about Odegaard and think about his consistency levels, but now that he's had that time off, I feel like some players, especially when they get, and he actually got given extra time, like because he was due back about a month ago, and then Arteta took his time bringing him back in. He didn't go on to the international break too much. He's looked like he's come straight back in, ready, back to himself. And he's looking good, man. He's looking good. Arsenal done well to keep the clean sheet. I think that's a big positive for you guys, isn't it?
Massive positive, innit? Especially considering a lot of these Liverpool man were like, oh, what? Arsenal best defense? Arsenal best defense? What's going on? What's going on? Why are you conceding so many goals? We concede 0. They concede 2. Hold that L forever. You get me? Hold that L forever. But you know what? Yeah. Another good thing, and I'm not going to gas the thing too much, but I do think it needs to be called out, yeah, is obviously Raheem the Dream came on, yeah.
You're not going to talk about getting an assist. You're not going to talk about getting that assist. You're not doing it, bro.
You get me? Locked and loaded. You get me? Look, Saka came off the pitch. Odegaard came off the pitch. Yeah. Wanyeri came on the pitch. Sterling came on the pitch. And the quality didn't drop that much.
I think it's fair to say that was at that point the game was done. 2-0. Nottingham Forest haven't really got much to offer off the bench. Come on, lad. We need to be honest here now. You know what you're doing, guys. Check this out. This is Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal FC. Man, them talk about like one of the biggest clubs in London, and now they're talking about Nottingham Forest 2-0. Like, yeah, man, them are coming up and doing their thing. Like, this is Nottingham Forest. This is a game which last season or even prior to their little form or little spell that they had, you would look at this game and say easy must win for Arsenal, and if anything but a win. it's a huge not even a disappointment. It would be like Arteta's. This is his job on the line. At this point, his job was on the line anyway for a lot of people, and he's questioning Arteta and where he's going at. But obviously, you man done your team, got his 3 points. You got now a game to look forward to tomorrow against the Amarim's old boys. Gyökeres, the striker that you wanted all summer, he's going to be seething for some goals. We saw how he was against Manchester City. This guy he's hungry, bro. He's hungry. Are you not shook of? Are you shook of that game? And are you thinking Amarim's gone?
Bro, I'm shook of Gyökeres, bro. Like, bro, if anyone knows about Gyökeres, bro, it's me, bro. Like, all of these, bro, I don't care what anyone says, yeah. All of these YouTubers, yeah, that are trying to do rewind and try to pretend, yeah, that they were screaming for Gyökeres in the summer. They're all liars, bro. They're all liars. Nobody was chatting about Gyökeres like me, bro. I was the only one, blood. Remember telling me, oh, you don't watch the Portuguese league? Oh, one season wonder. Oh, you didn't watch him at Coventry, bro. I watched him at Coventry, bro. You know what I mean? Man, no, man, you don't know about this guy, blood. Oh, you're just hype. Oh, just hype, bro. Now everybody's trying to pretend like they knew about Gyökeres, bro. They didn't know about Gyökeres like me, blood, and I am shook. I am shook, bro. Because do you know what? Yeah, it's not even just about the game that he could have in it. It's the fact that we're going from a must-win Premier League game straight into a must-win Champions League game, innit? Because if we lose or draw this, yeah, I'll start saying, you know what, we might not make the top 8, I think we have to win this game to make the top 8. Because we're currently 12th, and I think there's about 14 teams that, obviously, not all of them are going to win, innit? But there's 14 teams that have the potentiality of going above us if we do not win. So that would then, we would then drop down to like 23, something like that. So we have to win this game. And then don't get me wrong, the next 2 games after that, in my opinion, I think the game after that is at home, so it's a bit easier, but it's against Monaco, another team that's just been flying in the Champions League. So it's going to be a bit difficult. But then our last 2 games are fairly easy. We got Dynamo Zagreb at home, and then we got Girona away. Girona they've been nowhere near the Girona of last season, so I'm not really worried about them. And Dynamo Zagreb.
I don't fancy you guys for the top 8. I'm gonna be real. I don't fancy you guys I think you're gonna finish in that 8-16 because, like you said, you've dropped points already in some important games. I look at the games forward and say, I don't really see Arsenal losing, but I see maybe 2 draws in there, and 2 draws is. And to be in that top 8, I feel like you're probably going to have to finish on 6 wins, 5 to 6 wins. Yeah. And you're going to have a solid goal difference. Because I think the last 7 or 8 teams, I reckon there's probably be 3 or 4 teams on the same points with goal difference just separating them. So if you've not got the 6 wins, you're going to need high amount of goal scoring numbers. This is a game where I probably don't look at you guys to be going away to Sporting and picking up, a big win. Because Sporting's a good team. You know that from when you played them in Europa League. I know that when we played them in the Champions League a few seasons ago, they're a problem, man. They're a problem. Their system, the way they set up under Amarim, they were really strong, and they were a good team. I don't think much is obviously going to have changed. It's only been a few weeks since it's gone, so the tactics set up is all going to be there. So they're going to be a difficult one. But just taking it back to Nottingham Forest again, what would you say was the key takeaway that you could, when you look at that game going into the next Premier League game? Because obviously you might change the team up for the midweek one. What do you think you can take away from that one going into the next?
My key takeaway from that game is that we can rotate the squad and still come away with a convincing victory. So, it's a bit more complex than that, right? Like, cool. Did we play that way because of the personnel that we had on the pitch? So now I need to understand, was we only able to play that way because we had Jesus playing up top with Trossard on the left, and we had a midfield of Jorginho and Moreno, which is probably, you could argue, I think the only way we hold on to the ball or hold on to possession better potentially is if you have Partey in the 6 and then Jorginho in the 8. But is that why we was able to play that way? This is what I need to see. So I now need to see, can Arteta rotate the squad again and produce a different lineup, but play in the same front foot, creative, dominating the possession type of way in it? Because That's how we play. That's in our DNA. This is like this is DNA settings now. So is it that Arteta got the lineup selection? And I mean, I'll be honest, if Arteta's only able to play that way with that lineup, that's kind of worrying, because it didn't include his, I guess you could say, his well, he didn't sign him as a striker, but he's now a 9, so his 65 million number 9 and his 100 million midfielder, and our starting left winger, because none of them played.
The left winger business is, I said, as soon as I saw the lineup, I said, yeah, finally, he's learned his lesson. Trossard can't play anywhere but that left-hand side. Plus, I think Arsenal click better when Trossard's on the left. I don't think Trossard demands as much of the ball, as much attention on the pitch as Martinelli does. Like, when Martinelli's playing on the left-hand side, he wants to be a guy that's giving impact. He wants to be a guy that's getting on the ball and be like, give it to me, I'm going to do something. Like, look at me. Whereas Trossard, for me, he's happy doing that shadow run. He's happy just lying in the background until he's going to make that run and Odegaard's going to find him. He does that role so good. I feel like him not commanding so much of the ball and not trying to be a focal point in the attack is why Arsenal plays so well when he's on that left-hand side. And like you said, the right-hand side clicked because the Arsenal just force everything down the right-hand side, go down the left a few times, but you're not going to try build out from that side because, you know, the left back and the left wing is just, it's not clicking. It's not working. So I definitely think the change from Arteta was shown that he's learning a few things, but also that you guys have options. Because I think one of the things that's probably he's looked back at his squad in the last couple of games when you guys are in that bad run of form is I don't think he's been confident in the options off the bench. I don't think he's looked at Jesus and said he can give me impact. I don't think he's looked at Jorginho and said, yeah, he's going to give me impact. So it's a confidence booster. This game was a big confidence booster for Arsenal. You guys definitely needed this, and it's one you can take forward going into the next game, innit? Sporting Lisbon and the weekend. But let me go to the chat and see what the man are saying right now. Mix Mitchell, you're popping champagne for 3 points now. Typical Spurs. But it was a big win. Big win. We're definitely popping champagne at Decky had, I'll tell you that. But no, Arsenal did deal with Forest better than anyone else. Blacker, that was a serious finish. Yeah, trust me, bro. Big serious finish from Saka, man. You got to give it to them. Make sure you are smashing the likes, people, though. Big up to Blacker again. But we got, what, 100, just over 100 people inside. Make sure you're smashing it. We're 20 minutes in. We still got to speak on the Spurs business because you already know what we're here to do, man. We done the big business this weekend. VIP settings. Arsenal always cry about, what are we supposed to do at the Etihad? We showed you, but we're going to get into that. Benny says scout like hooks. Yeah, man. He said he watched him at Coventry. I don't know if he saw him at Brighton or if he even knew he was at Brighton, but no, don't worry there. But we'll see in it. Hooks does championship watch along, so I believe him. No, I hear it. And last thing, Arsenal got the job done. We demolished the job, most definitely. So let's talk about it. Because we already know, man. We know what went on this weekend. Tottenham went up to Manchester, walked away with 4. In fact, I walked away with 7. I've gone to Manchester, got 7 with no reply. Man, mash up 7 man, and everyone was just sitting by watching. Not even one bang back to my face, bro. They didn't even touch me once. It was easy settings. Well, let's talk about it. What did you think? Of it? Don't even talk about the game. Talk about the result. When you actually saw the 4-0, because I don't know if you've done a watch along for that one or not, but what did you think?
I didn't do the watch along. I did watch the game though, and like, can't lie, you man absolutely fist them up. Like, the fist up was absolutely insane. Like, but it's typical Spurs. Like, this is, do you know what? Yeah, these last 2 games that you've played, yeah, actually maybe even 3 if you count the Galatasaray game. It just shows you what Spurs are in a nutshell. Yeah, you play Ipswich at home, a game that Bearman probably bet their yards on that you win that game. You lose to Ipswich. Yeah, you face Galatasaray, another game where, you know, if people are being honest, they probably think, you know what? Probably a draw. Lose that game. The game that everyone's like, you know what? Surely Man City's not going to lose 5. You know, Tottenham got a lot of their first teamers out. You know what? Tottenham probably going to lose the game. Bro, you man absolutely rolled them into a crazy spliff, but 4
smoking City spliffs all weekend, bro. All weekend.
4-0. Bro, after that, like, this is the thing, yeah. Like, okay, cool. I'm gonna remove like all like tribalism and trolling Tottenham, because I do feel that like Tottenham deserve their flowers for this game, yeah. But for Manchester City to lose 4-0 to anybody at their ground, because I swear they haven't lost to the A in like 2 years.
No, it was like 55 games or something. They had
something crazy like that, innit?
Yeah.
Bro, them man, they waved the white flag.
Yeah.
They waved the white flag. Like, I think that game is Man City surrendering the Premier League. Surrendering. Like, because look, yeah, they even had the boost, yeah, of a lot of their, I guess, quote unquote, better players coming back into the squad. They had the boost of Pep signing his new deal. So you would assume, okay, the vibe around City is probably going to be real high at the moment. They're going to go and get the W. Yo, you man said, nah, blood. Nah, you see Kulusevski, yeah? Bro. Arsenal might need to tap him up, you know. I can't lie.
Speaking of, I don't even want to say too much. You know what it is, yeah? Because I remember our show on Friday. In fact, and people were saying, I remember, I think, this was after our show on Friday, in fact. I went on a show and D and a couple of other man, they were talking about, Odegaard's back. The best number 10 in the league's back. And I said, huh? The best number 10 in the league? Maybe you're not watching this season, but the best number 10 in the league is over on this north side. Yeah? Over in N17, you know. That's where the best number 10 in the league is playing right now. Because I know you look at the numbers.
You know, Cole Palmer's
assists. Cole Palmer looks good, you know. He's getting the goals, he's getting the assists. But when we look at performances, we look at all-round game. When we look at contribution to wins, there's only one man to look at.
You think he's better than Odegaard?
Kulusevski.
You think he's better than Odegaard?
Kulusevski is the best number 10 in the league this season. That's what I think.
You think he's better than
the best number 10 in the league this season. Odegaard is better than him because he's had a better sample size of proof of being better than him. But Kulusevski, I've seen him in a Spurs shirt for 3 seasons now go from level to level to level, be our main creator. And now take on that step to being not just our main creator and being the best creator at Tottenham, but being one of the best creators in the league. You have to just, for me, because yesterday he didn't start in the middle. He started off the wide right.
Yeah.
And like the way that he played, that first goal, like, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
It's Gvardiol. Man, ball came over the top. Big. He had to control it as well because it was a cross, like 50-yard pass here. Gets it. On the control, chopping it back onto his left-hand side. Gvardiol, Tesco settings, you know them where you're there. And then first time, the fact that he done that cross from like the first time, took a touch, flicked out, and it was just perfect. It whipped straight into Madder's stride. You know, even to score that goal, it's not an easy finish. Man, just found it, touched it, goal, 1-0. And that was after 10 minutes of City peppering us. They're peppering us. They're on our back line. And you know, I'll give it to them. They created chance in that first 10 minutes. Probably could have been 1-0 down if Haaland was on his day. But I sensed then, early in the game, 10, 15 minutes in, that City weren't at the races. You saw Foden, you saw Haaland. They're having shots. It's just going wide. They're not even getting them at the goalkeeper at this point. So it's sort of to me, it's sort of leveled out. And then straight away, 20 minutes in, second goal. Again, Maddison. Gvardiol loses the ball. The press killed them. City, I don't know what it is, because a lot of people keep talking about the problems up top, but the problems are at the back. They've conceded. I need to check how much goals they've conceded this season, because I know their defense is one of the worst. Like it's got to be second half in the table, because they've conceded so many goals this year. No, maybe not. Was 17 goals? No, 17 goals. Yeah, they've conceded quite a bit. That's the same amount of goals as Crystal Palace, same amount of goals as Everton. same amount of goals as Fulham. They're shipping goals this year. They're shipping goals.
They've been atrocious, man.
And we saw that in the first half. Pep took off Stones, man like Pebbles. That's what man needs to start calling him because he's finished. Finished. I swear that him, Walker. Did you man not see what Turbo Timo done to Walker? Man put him on ice. And then to end it off, this is what really killed the game. The fact they let Brennan Johnson dagger 90th minute. They let Brennan Johnson dagger in the 90th minute. I couldn't believe my eyes. When I saw Timo down one side, crossing it through onto the Brennan Johnson, I was like, nah, City are done, man. This City funeral. We really started the City losing streak because, as people know, they came to the lane. We got the win against them to go through in the cup. And then same old settings, man. We went to the deck he had, and we done what needed to be done. Man, I know they were looking at KDB on the sidelines, begging for him to come on. They're screaming, "Bring our captain, bring our king." Man was looking like Britney Spears out there, KD Britney. That's what they need to be calling him. Man doing up acting performance, trying to fight Papi Sarr. Crazy, man.
Britney, KD Britney is crazy.
I don't know if you saw, he's been trying to tie his hair back like Haaland and them thing, innit? So that's what man are calling him, bro. He's all up doing up drama queen, fam. He ain't scoring no goals on the pitch. He ain't getting nothing else. He's just doing up drama settings. So they looked for him to do some. Didn't show up. Phil Mitchell, Phil Frozen, bro. Yeah. I can't lie. I know we had an argument. On what stream was it? It was on Spurs Kings TV. I remember it was like a month ago. We were talking about Foden. I was saying Palmer, Saka. Yeah. I told you, man, he's coming back. I'm dropping it, bro. I'm not holding up this flag for Foden no more. Man can't hold himself up. Man's getting draped up at his own gaff. Literally, from player of the season last year to Kulusevski grabbing you up against the wall, shaking him down for change. Man said, give me all your pennies, bro. Give me your coins. Give me everything you got. Man was in his gaff. Bro, do you not see the run that Kulusevski done for that third goal? Man,
Kulu's ball carrying is insane.
Insane.
His ball carrying is insane. Do you know what? Yeah, I think one of the most disgraceful things about that game yesterday. Sorry, wait, it was yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday. No, was it Saturday? Yeah, was that Man City allowed Timo Werner to assist Johnson for a goal. That's the most dustiest link up for a goal in the history of time, bro. At your own ground. Do you know what? Yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. A game like this, yeah. A game like this. These are the games that should annoy Tottenham fans more. These are the games that should. These are the games that should actually make Tottenham fans protest at their ground, because you're watching your team bad up Man City, yeah. With let's be real, your players are dusty, man. Imagine what you could do under Ange, yeah. This style of football, if he was just backed, if Levy just went, you know what?
I think this got, but don't you think, Hooks, this game goes to show that it's not about being backed all the times, because that game we had 5 first-team players out. No Odegaard, no Richarlison, no Bentancur, no Van der Ven, no Romero. But we ran off vibes. We ran off energy. Like we were literally just playing at the top at our top level, the Tottenham way, doing it the way that Ange wanted us. I generally think, for me, that's a statement Ange performance. It's the best performance I've seen Spurs play under Ange, with the way that we controlled the game, the way that we attacked them. Because every time we went forward, City was shook. City was shook and opening up. And I feel like you said, it's frustrating to know that we can reach these levels against the best teams. It does give me confidence, though, because I'd rather be seeing these games against, Man City than seeing it against Crystal Palace. We're beating Crystal Palace 4-0, like we have at times. It's not impressive. When you're going to Etihad, you're giving a 4-0 performance like that, dominating the best team in the league at their own gaff, at what they do, playing ball. Because like I said, I remember when you, man, drew at the Etihad, it was, what do you expect us to do? We just have to defend. People expect us to go play football at the Etihad, or we should be... But even without the 10 men, though, prior to the game, people say, oh, but Arteta should go defensive. Why should he not be defensive? Because the times you haven't been defensive at the Etihad, we know what happened.
We actually played on the front foot until we had 10 men.
20 minutes.
No. We actually played. No. Like the first half, we played on the front. There was obviously there's times when Man City just do what Man City do, but we weren't playing to the effect. We took the lead twice. We actually took the lead twice at the Etihad. We took the lead twice. The 10 men, it just forced us to sit back. 10 men, like, do you know what I mean? They just forced us to sit back. I personally think you could still try to attack, but attacking Man City with 10 men at their ground is risky business, bro.
It's risky business, but my point overall is that Tottenham can attack. Like the way that we played it on the weekend showed that even without the best players, we have some we have a really good setup. And when they're playing on the day and the players actually want to turn up, you know, the likes of Maddison, because that's the guy we've looked at and said he's not really been that good at this season. In these types of games, he's usually hiding away. He's not giving us performance. Yesterday or on Saturday, that's exactly what we needed.
One game don't change. One game don't change my opinion on him, though.
It don't change my opinion on him either, but it shows that he's got the level and that he can get to that level. We just need to see it again on a consistent basis. Can these players build from that performance? I'd hope so. We got Fulham next. We got Fulham on the weekend as well as Roma midweek. So we got 2 games which you can say are fairly tough games that I'd look at this team to say that we've got to go out there. They're fairly. Roma's rubbish. Roma's
probably the easy. Yeah, Roma you'll probably
easy game. And Fulham just got by Wolves. Home for Roma, and I believe we might be away at Fulham. You know, we might be away at Fulham, but Fulham just got popped 4-1 at home to Wolves, so they wasn't a good run of form. But I feel they're going to have a turn of form, and Spurs can look to take advantage of this. But ultimately, I think this game for me is Ange's game. This game was for Ange because all the everything that got spoken about him in the international break, you know, prior to it, after Ipswich, it was, I think it's time to Ange to go out. It's Ange's time. Do you think it's time to sack Ange? Told you, invest in the stocks more. Buy the dip. Because this is the manager. This is the manager, bro. He's showing you, man, when he wants to set the team up the right way, they want to play for him. They're gonna kill teams. We're gonna blow teams out. Look, Blacker put in a stat here. Spurs haven't scored less than 3 goals in a Premier League win this season. We're blowing teams away. We're the best attack in the league this season. 27 goals, clear of anyone behind us. I think it's like 3 or 4 goals behind us, and that's like Chelsea. So we're doing our thing, but ultimately, like you said, we just need to see the consistency from Spurs. We need to show that in the smaller games we can do this. Because man, it's definitely it's annoying, isn't it? It's annoying to look back on some of the games like Ipswich and Crystal Palace. Because if we did win those games, we'd be above City. We'd be above City. That'd be 6. There's 6 points. We'd be in 24 points, 25 points. We'd be in the title race at this point, pretty much above Arsenal. So the point, it's fine margins. Every team can say that. So ultimately, it is that Tottenham's biggest problem is maintaining consistency against those smaller teams. But big win, man. Big win, statement performance.
Man City could fall out the top 4 on the weekend.
That's what I was actually going to say. How? Because putting back your Arsenal hat on, and looking at City now, seeing them lose 5 in a row, getting dismantled by Spurs. Do you think this could be the end of City season? As in, not, they're out completely out, but title race is done from now. Like, team's done. Because, there's those certain clicking points where teams lose and you can already tell, this is it. Like, it's been realized. They're deflated. Do you think they can bounce back from this and still push on to win the league or win something? Or do you think this is a sign of them being done?
This is the way that I see it. If they lose at Anfield on the weekend and Arsenal win, Chelsea win, and Tottenham win, then I think they can consider themselves done for the title. Like, not saying they won't still make top 4, but at what they'll be, I think they'll be like 11 points behind Liverpool.
Yeah,
they're not clawing that back. That's the way they've been playing this season. Like, I don't see them clawing that back. However, if they draw to Liverpool then an Arsenal win and Chelsea win, then I feel like the balance then swings into Arsenal and Chelsea's favour, innit? Because then that will put a lot of pressure onto Liverpool. And I don't know who their game is after that, but it will put a lot of pressure onto Liverpool to win that. And if they don't win that game, crazy. If Man City beat Liverpool,
it's a shift.
That may actually be
that could change the season. That can be the catalyst to the change of the season because you're beating the team that's top of the table, 9 points clear of you right now. Like they need that win, but ultimately, like you said, I feel like anything but a win is the season being done for them. It's them saying goodbye to the Premier League because I don't see them clawing back 9 or 10 points from Liverpool. And although I think Liverpool are dropping points, I think City are dropping more points this season. I don't think City are invincible. I think in the big games, City are going to get got at even more. The fact that Rodri's done for the rest of the season, this is just like this little period is just them without Rodri. We all know last season, the 3 games they played without Rodri, they lost. So like this is just to highlight even more across the season. This is going to be a bigger problem. Now, obviously, January they can go, they can improve, but ultimately, this City team they have problems at the back, they're having problems in midfield, and they've got problems in the attack. So they've got problems all over the place. And for me, it's looking very likely that the season's done. It's looking very likely that this year they're going to have to write off quite a lot of things. They might have to make this a cup year. They might have to try and win the FA Cup and focus on for me, if I was them, I'd put all my eggs into the Champions League right now. Just, get through the league, get into the top 4, because ultimately they've won it 4 times in a row. It's not that bad if they don't win it this year. They probably do need a year off. But they should start to look earlier on and start to focus on shifting their focus to the Champions League, because otherwise they're going to be pissed, man.
Do you know what is crazy?
Go on.
So in 12 games, they've lost 3 games. They lost 3 games in 38 last season.
Yeah.
So if they lose to Liverpool, they would have already, at this point, 13 games in, lost more games than they've lost for the whole of last season.
Yeah.
That's our fault. They've fallen from. I know we talk about Spurs falling off cliffs, but bro, these man, I don't know when it ends. This is the thing. I don't know when it ends. I can't. Like if they was playing like some dibby team next, like I don't know, like a Wolves or Palace or Southampton, then I'll be like, all right, cool. Everton, Leicester, cool. They're getting a dub, but I don't know. But it's Anfield,
It's Anfield. Do you know?
It's crazy.
That's I agree. I agree. I can't lie. I don't know when it ends.
That's the hardest ground to go to. Especially when you're on a down like this, that's the hardest ground to go to. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm actually interested. Like, wait, let me see who their next run of games are in the Premier. So, wow. So I know. Okay, it's cool. They got Liverpool away. Then they've got Nottingham Forest coming to their ground. And I know Nottingham Forest, they've lost their last 2 games, but it's still like not. It's not.
This is the turning the tide for Forest, man. They're finished now. I reckon they're going to go. They're going to fall off, man.
You never know. Because Nottingham Forest could win their next game, and then they go into the game against Man City, on a bit of a high.
I reckon the points they've got now is about half the points they'll get for the rest of the season. They'll get like another 25 points for the rest of the year.
Crazy. But then they got Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, and we know that Crystal Palace, for some reason, is a bogey team for Man City. So
yeah,
you're not so sure about that game. Then it's the Manchester derby.
Yeah, and do you know what? I remember I was speaking to Cass. Man, yesterday was going, I'm looking forward to that derby, I think I'm getting something. Man's getting all giddy. And the Man United fans are already getting giddy. After that performance against Ipswich, crazy.
Yeah, they're back down to earth, isn't it? But then after Man United, they got Aston Villa away.
Do you know what? The thing is with City, though, is you look at these games, and I know when you look back on them, even, do you know, if you look at the league right now, I feel like, because there's so many big teams and small in places that they shouldn't be, we're looking at teams, and again, this game's a hard game. Every game's a hard game. These Palaces and all these teams are all hard games, but ultimately, if you're a team that's battling for the league, these aren't ones that you worry about. So, like you said, I think they will be tough, but if City show where they want to be at, and they're really about battling for that league, none of these games will be hard, and they'll run through them like they have every other season prior. But I do agree with you, though. I do agree. I just think that because they've gone on this run of form where it's been so bad already for a month, it can't get any worse. Is that? I don't want to say it, but I'm also gonna go out there and say for City, I don't think it can get any worse. I feel like even if they get a draw against Liverpool, the season's done. Title hopes, that's done. They can wrap that up. But I think that they're still going to pick up points after that. That draw is going to return to them getting a win, and then a draw, and then finding themselves back on their feet. But let me just quickly see. Dean Davis, everyone's missing the elephant in the room. City were terrible. Should have been 3 up before Spurs had scored. Had 23 shots with only 3 on target. That wasn't 23 shots within the first 10 minutes. We scored within 13 minutes, and they had a few chances. I wouldn't say clear cut any of them, but ultimately City have had this problem all season. They haven't really got people in the front line apart from Haaland that's putting the ball in the back of the net. A lot of people are trying to cook Savio. I actually thought he was decent on the weekend. I thought he was trying to do something, but ultimately their attack is just a bit lackluster at the moment. No one's finding their shooting boots. But big up Spurs Kings TV, whether that's Marlon, Ash, big up to you, man. Make sure you guys go over there and check them out, other Spurs content. So, yeah, but around the grounds, Hooks, outside of, North London, where things are all great, what did you think of Ruben Amorim's first game, man? Because obviously, I thought that was poor, man. Ipswich should have won. Ipswich should have won. And why they cooking my team? I needed to see Ipswich win that one, man. It was gonna give me a little they beat United too, man.
They had I think they had a good maybe 15, 20 minutes, but then after that, I honestly, if I didn't know that Amorim was their new manager, if you just told me, Eric Ten Hag is in the dugout, I would have been like, oh, cool. I wouldn't have known any better. Do you know what's even mad? I think Ten Hag wins that game.
That's a mad thing to say, because I think Ten Hag has no in-game management, no in-game tactical adaptability. So I've never seen him make a good sub and be like, yeah, that changed the game. So I don't know. I don't think he would have. But at the same time, I do think Amorim was naive in thinking, Ten Hag realized he can't play his system with these players. I'm not saying don't play your system, but don't try to do too much. Like putting Amad Diallo right wing back, bro. The guy's never played right wing back. What are you doing? He's more suited to that inside forward role than any player in the United team. He's literally got football IQ. He's got the movement. If you put him and Bruno behind, he went Rashford in the 9. So if he played him and Bruno behind Rashford in the 9, it would have worked. But because obviously Garnacho was in there, they didn't really have much going forward. Onana saved them, bro. Onana was doing mad things.
They might he might just have to accept that in his formation, the only place you can really play Garnacho is in the 9.
Garnacho in the 9?
That's the only place. No, but I'm saying if you're playing Garnacho in his system, the only place you can really play him is the 9. He's a greedy player. He can't link up. He doesn't know how to pass the ball. He's literally just, let me get in behind and shoot.
I think he can improve in Garnacho, though. I feel like he's a very impressionable. He's at an impressionable age anyway. So, I feel like coming in a manager like him.
I don't think so, man. There's loads of times I see him, he's very much like Martinelli in the sense that if he just got his head up that split second, then he would have been able to make the right decision. But that's the problem. He doesn't. So
he does run with his head down.
Do you know what? Yeah, in that game. Because he played, if I'm correct, he played. Did he play Dalot left wing back? Am I buzzing?
No, Dalot was on the inside. It was Mazraoui wing back.
Who was it?
He was like right centre back. Dalot.
Yeah, he was that left wing back.
Mazraoui, he played good.
So if he played Dalot right wing back. Or even maybe played the low left wing back and Mazraoui right wing back, and then put anybody. It doesn't really matter the defender. Could any defender, even someone from the youth, in centre back, and then played Amad in that RAM. They probably win the game. I feel like he overthought it already. First game he overthought it. He tried Dalot right centre back. Like he's overthinking. It's overthinking immediately from the jump. Overthinking what?
That's what I was thinking.
Right wing back. Overthinking.
Like
From the
it
jump.
literally made sense just to Dallo on the right wing back, throw Mazraoui left wing back. To be honest, I think that they should have just went with a back four. I know that
He don't do that though. He don't do that though.
but the thing is, I've seen him adjust his system at little points to sort of in possession and out of possession they can play with a four. I do get he plays with the three at the back, but even so, if he was so dead set on doing the three at the back, play players in their positions that they're comfortable playing. I feel like the midfield was always going to be an issue. Obviously, I know Garte he didn't start, but Casemiro and Ericsson, it's never going to click with them two in there. You haven't got any player that's going to drop in deep, pick up the ball, try play through the lines. Kobe does that when he's in the team, but the problem when Kobe's been in there is he doesn't have players to pass to because he gets on the ball and there's actually no camera, there's no one dropping in deep from that side. So Man United didn't really look good in it. First game under Amram, I'm not going to take too much from it because he's only had a few training sessions, but they didn't look good, didn't look rejuvenated. I know I thought that I went out there and said they're going to win 3-0. Got massively wrong because they looked completely dead, and now they go into a game in Europa League and
I think I said 2-1.
I think we both.
Would I say 3-1? 2-1, 3-1. I didn't think Man United were going to win as well, which is annoying.
But outside of Man United, the only other game that I'd say had made some noise this weekend was the game yesterday, Sunday kickoff. Liverpool.
They caught life. They got gifted. They caught life.
You're telling me bro, some under the table payments, brown envelope settings for that McCarthy goalkeeper. I don't know what. The second goal was so confusing, bro. Oh my god! Bro, why did he even come out, like, bro?
I don't know what was happening there, bro.
When I watched it, and I was like the fans, I was sitting there, I was like, oh, maybe he's offside or something because I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm just the ball's rolling in. Everyone was quiet, and then I hear and I'm like, what? My man, like, why was he so far out from the goal? Salah literally just touched it. He just touched it. And I think it was a bad touch. I don't even think he meant to angle that in the goal. I think it might have just been a Salah loose touch settings. And do you know what? The penalty as well, like, once it got to that point, and I remember we saying it on the stream on Friday, Liverpool are that team that are just inevitable. In the 70th minute, 80th minute, they're one goal behind. They're inevitable. They're just going to get 2 goals. Whether it's lucky, they're just going to find a way to get through this game. And that's exactly what happened, man.
Yeah, it was jarring, bro. I knew, like, at no point in that game did I think Liverpool was going to lose because it's Southampton. And then once I saw that what our keeper did, I was like, you know what? The Liverpool 100% winning. But you know what? The one thing that I will say is January. Yo, Arteta, let's go save Tyler Diblin, man. Let's go save him.
Good player.
I don't know what he's doing at Southampton. Let's go save him, man. He needs to be saved, man. Somebody, do you know what? Somebody's got to save him. I mean, he's good signing.
Do you know what?
It'd be good signing for Tottenham, you know.
I'd even say, oh shit. Shit, I think I froze. I think I cut out there.
No, you're back. You're
back.
Yeah, you're back, but you're a bit delayed.
I'm back. Fuck, the one player I can't lie, like you said, January. If I was looking at Southampton because they're gonna get relegated, Kyle Walker-Peters, man, bring him back home. Bring him back home. We need a left back guy to be back up to Udogie. Give him some competition. He looked decent. He looked tidy again on the weekend, doing some business. And who was that guy in the midfield that was running through the midfield? PMP settings. Oh no,
Fernandez.
Hey, he was it Fernandez? Oh, no, he had a weird name. It was like on.
No. Paul on a something. Paul on a
something. Yeah, him cold. He was problems. He was causing problems, man. They done their thing, but do you think that? What do you think of the? Obviously, I know you gone out there and said before you think league's done for Arsenal, but do you think now it's all in Liverpool's hands at this point? Like with the way they like theirs to lose, 100%.
100%. All I can do as an Arsenal fan now is just look at each game and be like, cool, just win the game. And then I've got to then That's all I can do is every game I go into, we just need to win that game by game, win every game, and then just hope that by the time it comes to game week 35, when we go to Anfield, that's the game that if we can win it, it turns the tide. That's all I can do as an like. Don't get me wrong, like anything can happen. Anything can happen. Players can get injured, but that works in both ways. Players can get suspensions, whatever. Liverpool could go into a bad run of form. It is possible, innit? But I can't really base like my predictions on any of that happening because I don't know if it will happen for certain, innit? But all I can say is just Arsenal, make sure you do what you need to do to give yourself the best chance to sneak up on them and take their reign at the top when the I guess the opportunity arises. I guess the one thing that's helping out Arsenal a lot this season is even though Man City are falling off, you have the likes of Chelsea kicking into gear. You have the likes of Tottenham kicking into gear. You have Brighton playing well. So there's more teams for Liverpool to worry about than what it's kind of been in the past. Like, because when you think about it, when Arsenal, both times Arsenal was going up versus Man City, it was just Arsenal versus Man City. Literally, it was just a two-horse race. But now, you know, there's every potentiality that it could be a 3-4 horse race, which will make it harder for Liverpool.
And just on to that last question of the stream, like I said, do you not consider Chelsea title contenders? Do you think so? I don't think so. I'm gonna say no, but
I kind of do. I kind of don't. It all depends on them, really, because like I don't like you see how everyone's anticipating Arsenal going into like a mad win streak. I can't see Chelsea having that level of consistency to build up like a win streak like good enough to make them challenge for the title. I think by the time we get to like February, March, they would have drawn maybe too many games, maybe lost too many games, and I think they'll firmly be able to secure third though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it all depends, right? Because Man City could drop off, but then they could come back, and then maybe Man City get third and Chelsea get fourth in it. But then equally, I could see like maybe Tottenham leapfrog. That like there's too much going on at the moment to know for certain what's going to happen. I don't even think at this moment in time that Arsenal have fully solidified their top 4 position right now. I think that Arsenal need to worry about solidifying their top 4 position before even worrying about taking the title off of Liverpool's hands. It's too close. When was the last time you've seen it this close at this part of the table? There's like 4
it's still early in the season though. I feel like at this point in the season you tend to have that, and once we look, if we go a month's downtime, so come Boxing Day, you know, January 1st of Jan, I think you're going to see the gap already spread out between the top 4 and the top 7, and there's going to start seeing little 4 or 5 point gaps between them. It's just a matter of time, to be honest. But yeah, I think that's it. Big up to everyone inside. We've got 90 people in here. I'm not sure what the likes are on, but the 70 was the aim. So smash the like button if you haven't already, so we can get the likes up. As said, Hooks, his channel is in the name of the show. So just go on the name of the show. Also go to the description. I'm going to put it in there and go click on Hooks' channel. Have you got anything coming up? You got any more streams today?
I might do something later on. I might, because I got coursework to do in it for this course that I've been on that's due on Wednesday. So I may do something, I may not, but I have got a lot of streams planned for this week, so there'll be more than enough things. And I just dropped a video, so I guess you could go check out that video, get some early likes.
Go check out that video. Smash a like on the video. Helps the algorithm, guys. It doesn't take more. It don't cost you anything. Free content. All we need is your payment and a like. But big up to everyone inside. Big up to joining. It's been a good hour of the North Divide show. And yeah, I will be back actually 7:30 later, maybe 8 o'clock. I will have a video review with Man City Hardcore Hamza himself. As anyone that checked out the video already saw, he was predicting a 4-0 win. So we got some words. We got some words to speak on. But big up to everyone inside. Thank you for tuning in. It's been a pleasure. We're out.